happy Monday. I am going to be talking today about contour versus bronzer. This question is asked to me all the time. So we're gonna break it down, make it really simple. But first, if you are new here, my name is Lauren. I am 43 years old. I love teaching simple, easy makeup tips for maturing skin. So if that is you, if you are struggling with your makeup application and you like simple tips that are gonna make a huge difference, and you've noticed your skin has changed from being 20, these tips are for you. So jump on, tell me what you're up to, say hi, and let's get to it. So, all right, we're gonna do contour and bronzer. Biggest question I get asked all the time is, do I need contour? I will not wear contour. These are just some of them. Holly, you just made my whole day. Right back at you. And I was there with contour and bronzer for so many years. I was like, I don't need contour. Why do I need contour? Like, it's just scary, it's just dark. But I'm gonna show you today how you can use contour to change the shape of your face, to lift your face, or to recede areas that maybe you feel a little self-conscious with. That's what contour is for, and not overusing contour, okay? So really quick, we're gonna just get started. If you are new here, in fact, lately there's a lot of new followers here. Hug from Switzerland, right back at you from Idaho. A lot of you have been asking what makeup I use, and this is what I use. This is called Seint makeup. At any time, once I post this, in fact, let me just pin it. If you want to text the word makeup to this number right here, I will send you my free color match form. And we can get you color match for your own personal makeup kit. I gotta remember my number. If you are not in the US though, it isn't, or Canada, it's not available yet, which is such a bummer. But hopefully we get there soon. Okay, whoops. I'm gonna pin this, hopefully. Let me see if it'll let me pin it. Pin. Oh, and I gave myself a filter. How did I do that? I don't know how I did that, you guys. How do you get this filter off? I'm dying. There, I'm back. That was funny. I've never done that before. Okay, well now I'm back. Every day I learn something new on Instagram, right? Okay, so I have my foundation on right now. It's a very light layer because it's summer. I don't wear a lot in the summer at all. I'm gonna pull my hair back and let's talk about this compact. So this is all cream makeup. Now, if you are over the age of 40, I even say 35, if you're noticing your makeup is not working for you, cream is bomb. Like, cream is a game changer. It doesn't sit on the top layer of skin. So if you have texture, fine lines, all those fun things of aging, it's not gonna sit and just accentuate them. It actually acts like a second layer of skin. So inside of this palette, which is what I just put unpinned right there, you can text me the word makeup and I will help you get color match for your own. And they're all customizable. These are little tins and they pop out. So when you run out of one tin, you just pop it out, you get a $16 replacement and you're good to go. And they last a long time. So that's what I'm using today. And I will make sure when I post this that I also put that up. Now, these are the two colors we're gonna be talking about today. This one and this one, okay? So I want you to notice the difference right away between contour and bronzer. This one is contour. It looks super scary. I promise it's not. But contour is going to be ashy. It's gonna be very cool toned, and that's what you wanna look for when you're looking for a contour. Look for something that matches your eyebrows or your hairline, and that's gonna be the perfect contour color for you. You don't have to go super dark. If you go darker than your eyebrows, it's just gonna give you more of a dramatic contour. If you want natural, look for something with your eyebrow color. This one right here is my bronzer, and you can see how much warmer that is, and that's a bronzer. A bronzer is gonna add a sun-kissed glow. It's gonna add like that self-tanner look. This one is going to lift, it's gonna recede, and basically it goes anywhere there's already a shadow in your face, so it just kind of sculpts the face. So what I'm gonna do is on one side I'm gonna show you bronzer, on the other side I'm gonna show you contour. Actually I'm gonna do contour, bronzer, and then I'm gonna show you, after I show you the difference of that, I'm gonna add bronzer onto the contour side so you can see how to put them together, because I get that question a lot. So, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take a drink first. I'm not feeling amazing today, so I'm trying to power through on Monday. But we're gonna do it. We can do hard things. So, okay, let's get started. I'm gonna use this brush right here. It's flat. The reason I'm gonna use this is just so I can put the makeup on the face so you can see it a little bit easier. So we're gonna start with contour, okay? Contour, when you watch videos of makeup artists doing their contour, and myself too, we're gonna show you placement for any face shape. But what you always wanna do is make sure that when you are contouring, you're using your face as a roadmap. So if you have already lifted cheekbones, if you don't have a large forehead, if your nose doesn't bother you, you don't have to place contour in those areas. It's really all about placing it where you need it to lift or sculpt. So today I'm gonna show you how all the placement's gonna go, and then you can decide, is that something that I need or is it not, okay? So we're gonna start with our cheekbone. And if you're doing this at home with me, maybe you did just get your Seint palette or you have contour at home, you're gonna use your face shape as a roadmap, and I would suggest using your finger to really feel the bones on your face because that's gonna help you find placement. So I like to start right here. Once again, I already have my foundation on. And if you remember back in the day, maybe you don't, but we kind of make like a fish face. And you can see right here, that's where we used to contour. Problem is, if I contour here, that brings my face more at an oval, and it's gonna bring my face down. I have a very oval face, so I wanna kind of lift my cheekbones a little bit to kind of make this part just a little bit more proportionate. So what you wanna do is feel the cheekbone. So you're gonna kind of like, I like to place my finger on that cheekbone where it rounds, and then you're gonna kind of take your finger and kind of fall down here, which is where I just made that fish face. That's gonna be way too low. So if you come up here, you're on the rounded part of the bone. If you come up higher, you're too close to your eye. This part right here needs to be light and bright. We don't wanna put something that's gonna make it look smaller. So right on that prominent part of the bone is where you're going to contour. A lot of times it lines up with the edge of your ear, or maybe a little bit higher than your ear, but you wanna make sure that this area right here is staying light and bright, so don't bring your contour up too high. So I'm just gonna take this brush into my cream, and I'm gonna find that prominent part of the bone, and I'm going to just make a line to about the edge of my eye, okay? So just a little line. It's not much product at all, just like that. A lot of people get really nervous that this shadowing right here is gonna be weird if you're going a little higher. I promise it's not. So just try this method. If it doesn't work for you, that's fine too. But I promise you, if you're looking to lift your face, this is gonna make a world of difference. So same thing here. So I'm just gonna kind of feel that prominent part. And if you're not perfect, it's okay. They don't have to be perfect because you're gonna blend it out. But that is as big a line as you absolutely need. You don't need huge amounts of contour. If you see people doing a lot of contour, that's great, but in my opinion, every day, this is all you need, okay? Then we're gonna go to our forehead. If you don't have a large forehead, you don't have to do this, but if you have a forehead that you wanna kind of bring down, here's a good trick. So if you are older, you have more mature skin, right here is where we start hollowing. Do not place contour there. If you put contour there, you're gonna bring your forehead in. It's gonna look like Skeletor. This area, we wanna keep full and light and bright. So we don't wanna bring our contour low. You might see people do this with contour. If you're older and you do that, you're just gonna bring that in. And we don't wanna do that because that's what looks aged on the face. So rule of thumb is take 2 fingers, right at the arch of the brow. Now, if you don't know where the arch of your brow is, because we do lose that, you can kind of just go right in the middle of your eye and then up like this. You're gonna put your contour in between those 2 spots. That is the perfect place for your forehead, okay? Now, if you have a larger forehead and you wanna bring it down, you can make that line thicker and bring it down, because anywhere there's a shadow, it's gonna give the illusion of a smaller forehead. So let me show you. So here's my fingers, going straight up from the arch, and I'm just gonna put that much. And it's right next to my hairline because I'm gonna blend that back towards my hairline because that's what's going to give me the most natural look of a shadow. So if you can paint by number, you can contour. I promise it's not scary, it's not hard, it's just understanding placement on the face. And once you understand that, you're good to go, okay? So we've got forehead, we've got cheekbones. And you know what I forgot? I said I was gonna do bronzer on one side, so I probably shouldn't be contouring on this side. I told you I wasn't feeling great. I'm all over the place. So it's okay. We're gonna leave this alone and I'll fix that in a minute. But okay, we're gonna come here to your jawline. Biggest mistake I see is people coming on top of their jawline right here and adding a shadow. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna look dirty. So you don't wanna make it look dirty, right? We actually are just trying to accentuate this jawline right here, because what happens as we age, we get loose skin. And as you get loose skin, this gets a little more, I don't know, it just kind of, it makes you look like you have that double chin, even if it's just loose skin. So what we wanna do is we wanna feel, I like to take my knuckle and feel underneath this jawbone like this, okay? And you can kind of even take it and run it underneath there so you know where you're going. You can see that loose skin right there, right? So what I'm doing with this is I'm creating the illusion that I have this 20-year-old jawline, even though I don't, okay? The biggest place you wanna make sure you're contouring is right here. So you wanna bring that contour all the way up to the ear. Now, if you struggle with loose skin here, you can bring the contour down even more to create a shadow. So I'm just gonna show you on that one side. So underneath, okay, not on top, underneath, all the way to the chin. Hopefully you can see that, okay? Like I said, if you wanted to bring it down, you can bring that down to create a shadow. We're gonna blend it out, so if it looks scary, it's okay, we're gonna blend it. Okay, so like I said, if these areas though are not areas that you're wanting to recede or lift, you don't have to contour them, okay? So just use your face as a roadmap, but I wanna show you kind of placement just so you know. Now, nose. Probably one of the biggest things people wanna know is how to contour their nose. Contouring the nose is not as hard as you may think. I actually like to use my finger for that because I think it's a little easier. You can also use a brush, but what I like to do is, you can see my nose has no contour on it. I'm gonna lower my nose. This natural shadow right here, I don't know if you can see that, but it comes right here on my nose. That's where I wanna contour. I'm gonna leave this part alone right now, and I'm just gonna follow with the edge of my brush. I'm gonna follow that natural shadow, and I'm bringing it into the nose. I'm not bringing it wide. If you bring it wide, your nose is gonna look wider. So it's all about your placement, okay? Then I like to come kind of right here where my nostrils are. I like to make a little line like that, okay? I'm actually gonna do both sides of my nose though, because I want you to see what I'm talking about. So there's that shadow. So I'm just gonna follow the shadow down, just like that, and attach it to where I drew that kind of rainbow shape, like that, okay? And then whatever's left on my brush, I'm gonna bring up to the eyebrow. And this is gonna give you the most, like, it looks scary. I know it looks scary, but it's gonna give you the most natural look, okay? Then you wanna go in with something that's like a concealer color, that's lighter. This is my main foundation, I mix those two. You wanna bring something lighter, and you're gonna put that right there in between where we just drew it. Do you see how that's starting to bring the nose in? Then, if you wanna make your nostrils look smaller, you come right here and bring it down. So I just kind of made like a V there. So I'm giving myself a button nose. That's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so this is contour. Let's blend it out so that you can kind of see what that looks like. And I'm gonna take this off because I wanted to show you the difference between bronzer and contour. Okay, if your contour is not blending, because a lot of people say, like, my contour is not very creamy, I don't know how to blend it out, I want you to take your brush and a setting spray. You're gonna spray your brush with setting spray, and this is going to blend out everything really nicely. So I'm gonna start with my cheek contour. When I'm going to blend this out, I'm not going to rub it, I'm going to tap it, okay? I'm gonna start from the edge, and I'm gonna blend up to the temple, and as I'm blending, I'm gonna blend it up to the eye. I like to use the edge of my brush instead of like a flat kind of motion. So I'm just gonna start, I like to start like this and turn my brush as I blend. So I'm just gonna go up and turn it. Now, with your contour, you wanna make sure that you are not keeping just a line there. It's going to look like a natural shadow. So when I blend this out, I don't have this piece of hair, it's just not moving. I'm not gonna have that shadow there. See how that just looks natural? That's how easy it is. So pushing, kind of like a cat paws a couch. That's what I always think of. You want to use that motion. Now, when you get to your jawline, you're going to be pulling it down the jawline and down the neck. So it's just this motion, like this, okay? And then when I get here, I swipe it up to the ear. Biggest thing I notice with contour on the jawline is we forget to blend it out, or we have this dark patch and it looks dirty. So you just want to make sure that you blend it out so it's a natural shadow. So see that loose skin that was there before? It created that shadow there, which gives the illusion of a straighter jawline. See how easy this is? I promise, it's not something to be scared of. Now, when you get up here to your forehead, you're going to, especially if you're blonde like I am, I like to pull my hair back because I don't want to get this like, I don't want to have a white line right here. If you ever see people that don't blend their contour out, they have like this white line here. You want it to look natural. So you're going to pull it back towards the hairline. Okay, see I'm pulling that back? And the reason I'm pulling my hair back is because I am blonde, so I don't want to have that white hairline. Sorry, my hair is getting stuck. Okay, now if you have a larger forehead, see how this is just adding a shadow? If you have a larger forehead, bring this down lower on the forehead, and the lower you bring it, the smaller your forehead's gonna look. But just really get that in to the hairline. If you have a receding hairline, this is a great trick for that. It's gonna make it look like you don't. So just press that into the hairline. Okay, are we coming together? I feel like we're coming together. The nose looks scary, but it won't be, I promise. Okay. So I love this brush. By the way, I'm using the detail brush. This is from Seint. I love it because it has a really easy side to contour with, but this small side is gonna be great for your nose, okay? So I'm gonna spray it with the setting spray again. This also is gonna hold your makeup in place, so your makeup's not gonna move and budge throughout the day. When you're blending out your nose contour, I want you to hold it like a pencil, okay? So it's just like this. If you hold it here, you are pushing so hard, you're gonna take your makeup off. And if you hold it down here, it's more of a feathery kind of touch. So I like to start and kind of do this feathery motion, just like this. And I'm gonna work it only on this area of the nose. If I bring and I blend it out wide, your nose is gonna look wider. Okay, so wherever this contour is going to give the illusion of a smaller nose. So I'm really just keeping it right on top of the nose. See how that's blending out? Let's do the other side. Just notice I put that concealer in the middle. I'm not touching it yet. Okay, so I'm always gonna blend that dark first. Then when you get here, once again, I'm not putting a lot of pressure on here because I don't want to move the color. I want to keep a shadow. You see how that's slimming it compared to when I started? And then I'm just gonna blend this out, right like this. And depending on your nose, you can do it a little differently. I'm just gonna come bring this down. But there you go, I just slimmed out my nose. So contour doesn't have to look like this thick line of heaviness on the face. It really is using a very natural color that matches your eyebrows, your hairline, and then it's all about using minimal product, placement, and then blending it out with a light hand, but having it look natural. So when I turn my face, it's not like you're seeing this thick line, you're seeing this nice lifted look, okay? Now, I'm gonna take off, I'm gonna take off this side because I wanna show you really quick bronzer placement. So I'm just gonna put a little foundation on that and kind of blend that out. Okay, so that's contour, okay? Oh, and the other thing you can do too is if you have small lips, you can put a little right here, and that gives you more of a fuller lip. You can even put it here. This is one I should probably do because I have small lips, but I skip it all the time. And that gives you the illusion. Don't go out to here, it'll make it look heavy. Just keep it right in that middle. Okay, so that's contour. All right, bronzer. Bronzer, let's look at it again. That's contour, it's ashy, okay? And if you guys are commenting makeup, make sure you text the number on the screen or I won't be able to send you my color match form. So you've got to text the number 1208-508-1311 and then text that word makeup, and then my form will send straight to you, okay? But if you put it right here, it won't send you anything. All right, so this is contour, it's ashy. This is bronzer, it's very suntanned, okay? When I'm putting bronzer on the face, I'm adding warmth to the face. Biggest thing that we do, and I don't know why we do this, I don't know if we were taught to do this, maybe we were, is using, oh, you gotta use your phone, text it on your phone like you're calling me, okay, like you're calling. But the biggest thing we do is we wear too light of a foundation shade. If you're using too light of a foundation shade, you're going to have a lot of texture. If you're seeing texture, if you're seeing your fine lines and wrinkles really pop forward, it's too light of a foundation shade. So one trick you can use is using a bronzer on a fluffy brush. I'm gonna use this side, it's a little more dense, and this is the color Xanadu, it's from Seint. And I'm just gonna put a little bit on here. Now if I was to go straight on, sorry, am I still here? Oh, my son called me. If I was to go straight on with my face like this, or on my brush onto my face, look how much product I'm gonna be putting straight on. You're gonna have way too much. So what you wanna do is tap it onto the skin first, and then go onto your face. So I'm gonna start here, and if you think of bronzer, it's where does the sun naturally hit my skin? That's where you're applying bronzer. So I like to go, here's my contour, which I'll show you in a minute, but a lot of us wear bronzer and no contour. It's just not gonna lift the face. It's just gonna add more of a sun-kissed glow. So I'm just gonna put that all along the cheek area, and if you have too light of a foundation, this can warm it up. Can you already see the difference? How the contour is gonna add a shadow, this is adding warmth to the face. I'm just gonna take a little more product, bring it on to the side of the forehead. Warmth, cool, there's the difference. And then I'm gonna bring that down my neck. So that's bronzer versus more of a cool toned, okay? Now how do you wear them together? Simple. I'm gonna put that, you have the contour right here. It's going right like it's marrying the contour. So I'm just marrying that together. Can we see the difference there? This is bringing more fullness to the face. This is more lift. So it really is placement. What does your face need? If you're hollowing, put it more on the cheeks. If you tend to have a little fullness like I do there, you can kind of keep it lifted. You could do both. And I just kind of bring it up. Can we see the difference? I hope you can. I like to just bring that right down the neck, even on the chin, and just really warm up the face. So this is contour and bronzer. This is just bronzer. I feel like with the contour, it just adds more of, I don't know, it looks like my face has some structure to it versus this, which I actually wear bronzer a lot without contour all the time. This is gonna be a little bit more natural. It's gonna be like you were just in the sun, and it's just like a grab and go look. Where this one, if you wanna add more structure to the face, adding that contour is going to make a big difference. So there you go, you guys. That is the difference between contour and bronzer. I hope that helped. If you guys want a free color match, like I said, I will post this to my main feed. You can comment match as well, and I can send you over my color match form. But I do free color matches for this cream-based makeup. It is a game changer for mature skin. And I'm doing same day color matches. So if you fill it out today, I will literally send it to you back to today as well. So anyways, if you guys have questions, make sure when I post this, leave them in the comments. I will get right back to you. And I hope this was helpful, but I hope you guys have a good Monday. Yeah, and let's make it a good week. I'll talk to you guys later.